hold up. Wait. Let's take a quick look around first.
What temporarily brought you happiness but didn't last? I would have to say a camera I bought that I've been craving for almost a year, and the happiness lasted. The camera brought me for about 2 weeks, and then the novelty wore off, and now the camera is gathering dust on my shelf. So yeah, that's what temporarily brought me happiness but didn't last. And as for what's your definition of happiness, for me, my definition of happiness is having a good group of friends who you can rely on and have some crack with. Also being able to make lots of art would be my definition of happiness, and able to take photographs. My name is Enda Burke, I'm from Galway City.
Exam results, because when they're good you feel happy, but then the novelty wears off over time. What's your definition of happiness? Probably being comfortable and content in your own skin.
Something that temporarily brought me happiness but didn't last. Probably the last meal out. Spending lots of money on food when you can just make your own stuff at home. And my definition of happiness is something lasting, like friendships, relationships, or a skill that you can have for me.
My name's Porrick, I'm from Sligo. What temporarily brought me happiness but didn't last was probably the party lifestyle, that it's happiness for a while and then afterwards you realise it's not what you need. And I'd say my definition of happiness is to be able to find meaning or purpose in what you're doing, and to let your happiness come from an internal source rather than something external.
Some people see it as getting, say if you bought a new phone or something like that, something material for the first few periods, you'd be happy with what you got, but after a while it kind of fades off. It just feels like normal, something you had before but just upgraded. And I think real happiness is not having anything to stress about, just being at peace with everything, being happy in yourself.
Hi there, my name's Brian McKenna. I'm originally from up and down near Belfast. What temporarily brought you happiness but didn't last? Well, about 4 years ago I came to Galway to start a PhD, and I didn't get the support I needed, and I put far too much of myself into it, and I ended up being miserable for years actually. Thankfully it's coming to an end, but I guess I just tried to I invested too much of myself. It wasn't selfish with my own needs and wants to quit while I should have actually. So my definition of happiness would be having a great community to support you in whatever you believe in, friends. At the end of the day, the place is just a place. It's actually the people that make it worth being around. And that's my definition of happiness, is community.
My name is Jordan Pace. Where am I from? I am from the land of Froon, a place of boggers, farmers and Nissan Passats. But my answer, at one stage I found some money that brought me temporarily happiness. That's that. But the next question, what is my definition or your definition of happiness? Well, what is it? We all do ask ourselves. And what I think it is, it cannot be obtained through money or through materialistic things. Your definition of happiness is your way of thinking. Be it be negative, you are unhappy. Be it be positive, you are happy.
But anyway, thank you. That was all. That's included for today.
My name is Echo Hart. I'm from Galway City. originally from Tuam. What temporarily brought me happiness was my last relationship. It started off very badly. I put a lot of effort into making a woman fall in love with me. Turned out she wasn't the nicest person that I'd ever met. She's very abusive, and the relationship ended with me getting a glass in my face by her and getting 3 stitches in my face in the hospital and losing a lot of my friends and getting the blame for it.
My definition of happiness would be forgiving yourself and being kind to yourself as much as possible, and not caring what other people think about it.
I'm Brian, I live in Galway, here for decades. What brings temporary happiness, I think, is the question. When I was a kid, it used to be about getting a bike or an ice cream, and then once you have it, then something will replace it. But it's just an instant, it's not a continuum happiness. Sorry. And then, yeah, I think happiness is fleeting, sort of, you know, like sparks. Like, it could be very private, it could be a thought, and a different way of looking at life. That's your own unique way. I think that brings a bit of happiness because you feel unique. Uniqueness brings happiness. Okay.
My name is Aisling and I'm from Sligo, and what brought me temporary happiness was my car. I thought my life would be complete when I had it, for sure now it doesn't stop breaking down, and my definition of happiness is just being surrounded by friends and family. I think you can be without everything else, but you'll still be happy if you're surrounded by the people you love.
I'm Caleb, I'm from Galway. Temporarily brought me happiness, all my fashion, all my clothes. I always love my clothes, but when I go thinking about it later, when I have them in my house after it's being delivered and everything, I don't see the point in them. It's just like material stuff that fades away, and it's not really as precious to me after a while. So I think it's kind of pointless now. I still like my clothes, but it doesn't bring me the happiness it used to. My definition of happiness is having peace with one another, peace with your family. You ever have peace, go up to your brother, your sister, you ever hug them and they really hug you back, and you know you have peace with one another, that actually brings real happiness. I think that's the perfect definition of happiness. And then yeah, that's it for me.
My name is Patricia and I'm from Galway. I'm not sure now. My answer would be love. Because I had love and it brought me huge happiness and didn't last. And the second question, what's your definition of happiness? Again, my answer is love, because I think everything comes down to love. That's the whole point of everything. And if people came to that awareness, we would be in a far better place. So my ultimate definition of happiness is love.
My name is Emily and I'm from Galway.
My name is Neil, I'm from Tuam.
My name is Adam, I'm from Mullingar. Go ahead.
Okay. Something that temporarily brought me happiness but didn't last would have to be, I suppose when you are working on a show for theatre, it's something that's really temporary and it's not always lasting, but it's something that brings so much joy. And it doesn't, it always goes for its finite run, but I suppose in that way it always comes back, and I think that's the definition of happiness for me, is that even though it's kind of fleeting, it'll always come back, and there's ups and downs, so it's the thing that comes and goes. That's what I think it is.
Something that temporarily brought me happiness that I just always wanted was kind of getting out of my hometown. Like I was like, oh, I'll get away and then I'll be happy. But then I got out and I was like, oh, maybe it's not just about where you are, and it was the people I was with. It was more so like the people I met when I got out that made me happy, rather than I was just like, oh, I'll escape and then I'll be perfectly happy. But that wasn't it. It was about who you surround yourself with.
You fully stole my answer. First of all, yeah, I was gonna say a similar enough thing that something that temporarily brought me happiness was because when I was like a teenager, I was like, oh, I want to get away from my family. I want to get away from my hometown. I want to be completely independent, and it was great for a while. then you kind of realize that like you can't just do everything by yourself. So while I was happy for those few weeks or months or whatever, I like realized that I needed, you know, that kind of support system that I had always had.